still on. Well, I'd like to tell a story. Maybe you could hum along. Testing, testing, testing. Is this microphone still on? There was something that I wanted to share, and I thought I saw you there, but you're gone. Is this microphone still on? Good evening, multitudes. Welcome to episode 5 of my series, Nobody Listened. This one is entitled Playing Out Live, Why Bother? Well, I haven't played that song in a long time, and I kind of forgot how to play it. I know I fudged a couple of those chords. But that's the perfect song to introduce this episode, talking about playing live, as a struggling independent musician just trying to be heard. I wrote that song when I was with the GBU, and that was for our third album, and it was written after a gig that we did at the legendary Stanhope House. And we had played there a couple weeks prior in the small room, and we actually drew a pretty decent crowd, and we put on a good show, and the place liked us. And a few weeks later, they called us up and they said, hey, our headliner for Thursday night or something, whatever, canceled, can you guys fill in the slot? So we're like, yeah. And it was in the big room, right? So this was like our moment. And tried to scramble up as many people as we could to go to the show. And we get there, and nobody came to see us. And we were the last band on. And we were playing literally for the staff as they were cleaning up the place. Now, we could have just tucked our tails between our legs and said, why bother, and leave. But no, we played our set, and we played it hard, and we played it with pride, and we played it defiantly for nobody. Didn't feel very good, but sometimes that's what you have to do. And I wish that gig was an anomaly, but we had a lot of gigs like that. So again, I have to raise the question, why bother? Well, very simply stated, recording itself can feel abstract. And if you're a musician, you have to get out there and play live, because it forces the music into a physical space, into real time. And even when people aren't fully listening, the music's no longer theoretical. It becomes something that exists in a room, if that makes sense. Secondly, playing live forces you to confront reality. Instead of imagining an audience, you actually get to observe an audience. And audiences are complex. And having that experience, whether you grow an audience or not, is extremely valuable, because it becomes part of who you are. It provides you experiences and stories, and I got a whole lot of those. Something that you can funnel back into your music, like I did with that song that introduced this episode. There's no substitute for playing out live. You got to do it in one way or another, if you want to consider yourself a musician, in my opinion. Now, the other reality you're going to have to confront is that there's fewer and fewer places where people go to hear, original music. There aren't scenes like there used to be. Most places that, will host an unknown like us is a place that wants cover bands. And if you've tried to go out and play live, you know this already. And it's just good business for the bar. They want familiarity. They don't want to scare people away. The band becomes wallpaper, and sometimes it gets people out on the dance floor, but it keeps people in the place, keeps them drinking, and that's the name of the game. There are very few venues that I'm even aware of where people actually come to hear original music, and where the management, is in the business of nurturing local talent and giving them a chance to sink or swim, and sometimes multiple chances, if they sank on their first few appearances. That doesn't seem to exist anymore, and I wonder why. And if I ever scrape up the capital, I'm going to open a place like that, trust me. But you have to get out there and do it, because if you want to live in a world where independent and original art, such as yours, such as mine, is appreciated and valued, then you have to act like you live in that world. And it's part of a philosophy that I've adopted that maybe I'll do a whole episode on, something I call militant individualism. And maybe I'll do an episode and we'll double click on that concept. But basically, you got to get out there, be yourself, and say, fuck it. I'm going to make my stand, and I don't care, if I'm playing for the mice. I'm going to do what I need to do. And to wrap this all up, I would just say that if I ever carve out any modicum of success from my music or my songwriting, nobody can begrudge me that success, because I most assuredly have paid my dues, and that success will feel earned and real and something that I would never take for granted. So, in continuing this discussion about audiences, the next episode is going to deal with a topic that might get a little touchy and emotional. We'll see. That topic is friends and family are not your audience. So until next time, let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for the views, and thank you for helping me grow this channel. And have a great rest of your day or evening or whatever. And ciao. Thank you. Now, the other that's the thing about playing live. I mean, you're going to fuck up, and you just have to muscle through it and get on with the song. And what am I saying? I don't know.